It is a splendid day. Dear viewers, we're about to head into the wild again in a brand new episode of GTA Geographic. But this time, no actors, no fancy high budget productions, no, we're diving onto the streets for the first time to portray what it is really like in the world of GTA Online. Are the Tryhards really bad? What are the grinders really doing? What about the heroes and the griefers? Yes, we will begin this documentary directly. But before we begin, dear viewers, I urge you to grab a fine gin and tonic, grab a seat and pull it up close to the fire. Turn up the volume on your television set ever so slightly, and now demand from your butler to have him joust the like button and the subscribe button if you're new. If your butler fails, please load him into the butler cannon and shoot him into the like button. Yes, marvellous. Splendid. Now let us begin. Meet the crew. They are all inside of the official GTA Online Geographic office awaiting their journey. These brave men are Will and cameraman Stu. Stu has lost his job as editor and is now part of the official GTA Geographic Safari crew. We have put our entire budget towards this opening scene, but look at the marvellous vehicles. Riches beyond imagination, awaiting anybody who joins the GTA Geographic crew to come and drive them. But not Stu and not Will. No, Will and Stu are driving around in the Kalahari, the ultimate safari mobile, and they are about to head out onto the dangerous lands. They leave the comforts of the office. The streets are, oh my, Jesus Christ, on a bike! A GTA Online player soaring by at the highest velocity imaginable. A police chase ongoing, but why? What has he done? We investigate, and our eyes are quickly drawn towards the police. What are they doing? But first and foremost, where are they going? Just look at them. Crazed, dazed and confused. Bumping into one another. The cops truly are a fascinating creature. They seem to have lost the trail they were on while chasing the GTA Online player down into the tunnels. And now the player is patiently waiting for the police to give up. Look, there he is. An armoured Kuruma and inside, a GTA Online player. How exciting. Look at how the player reacts. Clearly he just shook off the cops and doesn't want any trouble, but he is curious though. What is this? And what are they doing here? We quickly leave this player alone, for there is an interesting endeavour underway. Look over there, a wild pack of grinders. They are working hard on their import and export missions. Stu and Will are closing in, but are being met by incredibly violent behaviour. It seems the grinders are very, very territorial. What makes them this way? They seem to be very protective over the vehicles they're trying to source, but Stu and Will don't back down, and they are now in a car chase. Stop please, we just want to ask you a few questions, yells Will. But the grinders are not slowing down. No, they are actually now resorting to extreme violence. Absolutely rabid, the grinder is tossing sticky bombs out of the window like the end of the world is upon him. Absolutely ravenous. It tries to protect the cargo it's moving. What makes the grinder this way? Surely it must see we mean him no harm. For the love of Christ, look at Will and Stu. They're both dressed like complete idiots driving an absolutely idiotic car, but the grinder cares not. A few minutes later they deliver the shipment, but then something unexpected happens. Even without any cargo to protect, this grinder is resorting to extreme violence. Look at them. They're shooting missile after missile, blowing up poor Will and Stu on every occasion. My sweet God, have we found a hybrid creature? Is this the fabled Grindhard? Clearly we don't know, but what we do know is that these pesky players are an absolute nuisance. They have no honour. No, they are out in the streets to sell as much as they can, yet be absolute dickheads. Is this the actual faith of the honourable grinder? Are they corrupted so badly by the streets that they have to resort to this kind of violence? If that is the case, then they too are a cog in the wheel of violence on the streets of Los Santos. As much as the Tryhards and as much as the griefers are. We've seen enough. Stu and Will are somewhat disappointed. They hope to have a civil conversation with, in their eyes, a rational player, but instead are being met by an onslaught of bullets and missiles. So Stu heads out, back to the office while Will tries his luck one last time. It didn't take Will long before he found another player. My God, won't you look at that? A role player. and he is role-playing as a police officer. Maybe he can give some insight on what it is like to be, and Will is dead. Every encounter so far is violent and always ended up in certain death for our crew. What a shame, and of course, Will has lost faith, he's lost heart, and he's lost his soul. Lost all faith in GTA Online, so why even bother? We know the Tryhards want us dead, so do the griefers, but the grinders? Even the role players, which are our last ray of hope. And look at them. Ravenous, violent, rabid dogs killing everything that they can. And so Will has lost all hope. And does what any GTA Online player does when in that situation. He goes to the vanilla unicorn. But what's this? Another player is inside? Where is she going? Oh my, how interesting. Has this player lost faith as well? So Will asks Jane if he could maybe follow her around, document her behaviour. Jane agrees, and so we're at the start of something special. Jane takes Will to her apartment, where they sit down and have an open conversation about themselves and the world around them. There are many questions to be asked, so let's listen in. Now tell me, what kind of GTA Online player are you? Asks Will. Jane replies, poor and laid back. The economy hasn't been good lately. It hasn't? Replies Will. So do you find you're struggling to get money at the moment? He asks. Between the long wait times between motorcycle and the CEO missions, I'm always bogged down by Tryhards. The atmosphere of the game has become way too PvP focused by the introduction of overpowered armoured vehicles, she replies. An interesting notion. So do you consider yourself a grinder, in a way? That is a great description, she replies. On my travels today, I have yet to meet a single Tryhard, but I have been killed over and over by the grinders. Why do you think grinders are this violent? Asks Will. I think that comes from a place of fear, of kill or be killed, and so they talked until deep into the night, and slowly Will started understanding. The grinders are indeed a cog in the wheel, they are part of this destructive society, but they weren't always like this. This world has made them this way. In order to protect their money-making methods, they have to be fierce, assert their dominance, because if they show even a sign of weakness, well, the predators come crushing down on them. That is why the grinders became what they are. The next morning, Will returns to the GTA Geographic office, and he has learned a lot. And now it is time for Will, Stu, and the rest of the GTA Geographic office to create and turn this marvellous adventure into a geographic for all of you dear viewers to enjoy. Thank you very much for watching this episode of GTA Geographic. Please remember to leave a cheeky like on the video and subscribe if you're new. You can also click any of the handy dandy information cards to be taken straight to another video where your eyes can feast upon geographic goodness until their hearts are content. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, stay safe dear viewers.